Ever heard of a bodybuilder so strong he was compared to Samson himself? Then get ready to meet Franco Columbu, one of the biggest legends in bodybuilding history. Born in the small town of Olympia, in Sardinia, Italy, he took the world by storm with his strength and charisma. Nicknamed the Sardinian Samson, Franco's fame went far beyond the stage. He wasn't just muscle. He was also a chiropractor, personal trainer, actor, and author. Standing at just 5 feet 5 inches, 1.65 meters, he broke all the molds of his time and proved that greatness has nothing to do with height. What really made Franco stand out wasn't just his physique, but his mindset. He tackled life with discipline, passion, and full-on dedication. There was no halfway with him. Everything he did at 110%. That mindset earned him massive respect in the bodybuilding world through the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Every time he stepped on stage, he owned it. All eyes were on him. His muscles, especially his chest and arms, looked like they were carved from stone. You couldn't ignore that powerful, compact frame. But Franco didn't just shine under the spotlight. Thanks to his training as a chiropractor, he had a deep understanding of how the human body worked, inside and out. He'd often be seen in the gym helping other athletes fix their form or avoid injuries. He wrote books, gave lectures, and loved sharing his knowledge. That made him a complete package, strong, smart, and deeply aware of his own body. A lot of people looked up to him like a mentor. Imagine getting to train with someone like that. Another thing that set Franco apart was his versatility. He didn't box himself into just competitive bodybuilding. He got into movies, TV shows, and even trained celebrities. Wherever he showed up, people paid attention. His name meant quality. That blend of athlete, teacher, and performer made him one of a kind. He wasn't just a champion, he was a role model. And the best part? He never lost his humility. That might have been his biggest strength of all. Franco's journey is inspiring not just because of what he achieved, but how he achieved it. He proved you can be powerful without being cocky, that you can win while staying honest and grounded. In the gym, he was like a silent coach, always watching, always ready to help. Tons of pro bodybuilders today got their start because of his influence, and many still name him as one of the greats. That's what legacy really means. So stick with us till the end. And hey, drop a comment. Did you already know about Franco? Which part of his story impressed you most? Let's chat down below. Grab your pre-workout and come along for the ride. Before Franco Columbu ever stepped onto a bodybuilding stage, he was already a natural-born competitor. His first sport was boxing. That's where he built his agility, endurance, and fearless mindset. He loved the adrenaline of the ring, but something bigger was calling. Over time, he realized that sculpting the human body was his real passion. The gloves came off and the dumbbells took over. Training sessions started shaping a next-level physique. All that raw strength, he had finally found a purpose, and that's how the bodybuilder was born. In 1965, everything changed when he met a young Austrian named Arnold Schwarzenegger. They crossed paths in Munich, where they trained at different gyms nearby. Even with the cultural and language barriers, their shared love for bodybuilding brought them together. They trained side by side, pushed each other, and swapped ideas on workouts, diets, and competitions. That friendship kicked off one of the most iconic partnerships in fitness history. Both had sky-high ambitions and insane work ethic. They were on a mission to take over the world. Franco and Arnold weren't just training partners. They were brothers in the journey. They trusted each other in and out of the gym. Together, they made a bold move: leave Europe and chase the American dream. In 1969, they packed their bags and flew into the unknown, ready to bet it all on a future full of potential. They landed in Los Angeles, sharing an apartment and the same dream. Every workout felt like training for something bigger. That leap of faith was only possible thanks to the support of Joe Weider, the man who believed in the sport's biggest rising stars. Joe saw something in the duo and gave them financial backing, magazine features, and access to the biggest competitions in the game. That's how Franco and Arnold found themselves training at the legendary Gold's Gym, the mecca of bodybuilding. It was where champions were made, and Franco quickly became part of that elite group. He wasn't just witnessing history, he was history. Franco adapted to life in the US like a natural. People were drawn to his energy and amazed by his raw strength. Even though he was shorter than most competitors, his presence was huge. He mastered the technical side of bodybuilding, paid attention to every detail, and trained with serious focus. Every session was a shot at getting better. His bond with Arnold stayed strong too. Their friendship lit a fire under the whole gym community. They showed the world that success is sweeter when shared. That bond extended way beyond lifting weights. Soon, the two of them were showing up in fitness magazines, at expos, and on TV shows together. You couldn't mention one without the other. They became icons of their era, symbols of strength, ambition, and brotherhood. And Franco wasn't just the guy in the background. He was essential to the story. He shined in his own right and always made time to lift others up with him. That friendship literally reshaped the sport of bodybuilding. Franco Columbu didn't just compete. He defined what bodybuilding could be. His victories at Mr. Olympia were turning points, proving that aesthetics and strength can go hand in hand. In 1974 and 1975, he won the under 200 lbs, 90 kilograms, class, shocking the world with his insanely dense and cut physique. But his ultimate moment came in 1976, when he won the overall Mr. Olympia title, beating taller, heavier competitors. It was a historic win for a man just 5 feet 5 inches, pure grit in human form. Proof that quality beats quantity. What made Franco truly special was how he balanced symmetry with raw power. He didn't just look great, he was ridiculously strong. And he proved that outside the traditional competitions too. He started taking part in strength events where the goal was raw physical performance. That's when he joined the famous World's Strongest Man competition and shocked everyone. One of the wildest moments of his entire career happened there. Franco lifted the back in a car. No joke, not a metaphor. He actually picked up the rear of a real car using nothing but strength and precision. The kind of moment that makes the whole crowd go silent. His power didn't just come from muscle. It came from flawless technique and insane body control. Franco was brains and brawn. And there was more. Franco had an exceptional lung capacity, which gave him an edge in endurance and recovery. Super helpful both during workouts and on stage, where breath control is a hidden weapon. A lot of athletes overlook that kind of conditioning, but not Franco. He paid attention to every detail. His approach was equal parts science and instinct. That's what set him apart from the rest. He was the full package. But of course, no journey is all wins. In 1977, during a strength challenge on World's Strongest Man, Franco had a major setback. He was carrying a refrigerator weighing over 450 pounds, 200 kilograms, on his back when he stepped into a hidden hole and seriously broke his leg. The accident was broadcast live, and it shocked everyone watching. Many thought it was the end of his career. He went through intense surgery and spent years recovering. But with that same unstoppable drive, Franco made his comeback, proving his mind was just as strong as his body. Beyond the stage and strength contests, Franco became a master of technique. His training movements were clean, controlled, and powerful. He believed proper form mattered more than the amount of weight, and he was right. Good form meant fewer injuries and better results. Tons of people came to him for advice, and he was always happy to teach. His humility was just as legendary as his strength. Franco's success was fueled by a crystal-clear mindset. Always push your limits. He never got comfortable with past victories. He was constantly chasing growth. He never saw himself as done, and maybe that's why he went so far. That drive turned him into an icon, not just in bodybuilding, but in anything that demands focus and grit. He inspired people through action, not talk, and that left a lasting impact on everyone around him. But Franco didn't stay confined to gyms and competitions. With natural charisma and a commanding presence, he carved out a space in movies and on TV too, thanks in part to his lifelong friendship with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The two were more than training buddies, they were soul brothers. And when Arnold started taking over Hollywood, Franco wasn't far behind. He landed roles in several films where his jacked physique stole the scene. You couldn't miss him on screen. His first movie role was a quiet one, but unforgettable. He appeared in Conan the Barbarian, a fantasy classic where his muscular look fit like a glove. Then came other roles and hits like The Running Man and The Terminator. Even when the roles were small, Franco stood out. He didn't need long speeches or dramatic monologues. Just stepping in a frame was enough to grab your attention. That's what real presence looks like. Franco also became a familiar face on TV. He showed up on talk shows and health segments, sharing his take on fitness, strength training, and overall wellness. He wasn't just a muscle guy, he had real knowledge to back it up. People loved him for that. He had a gift for breaking down the athlete mindset into advice that anyone could use. Imagine getting training tips from someone like that. But maybe his most underrated contribution was behind the scenes as a celebrity trainer. Yep, Franco was the go-to guy for Hollywood's elite when they needed to build legendary physiques. One of his most famous clients? Sylvester Stallone. Franco helped sculpt Stallone's look for Rocky and Rambo, and the results speak for themselves. The transformation was insane. Franco knew exactly what worked and delivered every time. He was a quiet genius in the gym. This role as a trainer revealed another side of him. He could take intense workouts and tailor them to different goals, designing custom plans with meticulous detail. That made him a sought-after name in the backstage world of Hollywood. More and more actors lined up to work with him, and everyone raved about his work ethic. He was tough, but always respectful. Just imagine having Franco as your personal coach. Franco's presence in the media helped reshape the image of bodybuilding. He proved that athletes could be smart, charismatic, and versatile. That muscles didn't close doors, they could open them. His career helped shatter stereotypes and bring strength culture into the mainstream. To this day, he's remembered as one of the most complete bodybuilders ever. A true ambassador for the sport. With humility and vision, he earned his place in every space he stepped into. And outside the spotlight, Franco Columbu also made a mark in the world of knowledge. He knew that understanding the body was just as important as training it. That's why he pursued higher education and became a doctor of chiropractic, earning his degree from Cleveland Chiropractic College. It took years of study and serious commitment. Franco wasn't content with just looking the part. He wanted to understand the human body in depth. He cared about health, injury prevention, and long-term wellness. A visionary approach way ahead of its time. Franco's deep knowledge of sports medicine and kinesiology made him a go-to expert, even for health professionals. He had that rare gift of blending theory with real-world experience. Doctors, physical therapists, and coaches all sought him out to better understand how training affects the human body. He dove into topics like movement, posture, breathing, and biomechanics with intense focus. What made him stand out was his ability to see things from both a clinical and athletic perspective, and that combo made a huge difference in the results he delivered. As a chiropractor, Franco helped countless athletes prevent and recover from injuries. His sessions were tailored to each person with long-term wellness in mind. He believed a strong body also needed to be aligned and functional. People didn't just come to Franco for his strength, they came for his care. He understood that every body has a story, and that performance and recovery go hand in hand. That empathy made him one of the most trusted names in sports. But Franco wasn't just a hands-on expert. He was a gifted communicator too. He wrote several books on bodybuilding, nutrition, performance, and wellness. His writing combined solid science with hands-on know-how, making it super approachable. He wanted everyone, beginners and pros alike, to learn and improve. His books sold thousands of copies worldwide and are still used by trainers and athletes to this day. It was like Franco never stopped teaching, even after leaving the gym floor. He even created customized training guides for athletes, something pretty ahead of its time. He factored in age, body composition, training history, and personal goals. His plans covered workouts, nutrition, and even mindset strategies. It was a full-spectrum approach built with care and precision. A ton of today's top sports professionals were shaped by his methods. He taught people to see the athlete as a whole person. That mindset changed careers and revolutionized the way people approach training. Franco believed that true champions aren't built by muscle alone. You need knowledge, mindset, and respect for your own body. He constantly pushed for learning, often saying, "The body changes, but knowledge stays." That philosophy inspired generations, and still does. He showed the world that bodybuilding could be smart, technical, and deeply human. That's what made him so respected across so many fields. On August 30th, 2019, the bodybuilding world lost one of its greatest icons. Franco Columbu passed away at 78 while swimming in the waters of his beloved Sardinia. Reports pointed to a possible drowning or heart attack. The news came as a shock. Even at his age, Franco was healthy, active, and still training, treating clients, and making public appearances. It was hard to believe someone so strong could be gone just like that. The wave of grief was instant and worldwide. Friends, fans, and athletes came together to honor him. Among all the tributes, the one that hit hardest came from Arnold Schwarzenegger, his best friend of over 50 years. Arnold wrote an emotional open letter, reminiscing about their early days, the workouts, the ups and downs they faced together. He said he'd lost the best friend he ever had, and that he wouldn't have achieved anything without Franco by his side. Their friendship was genuine, rare, and inspiring. They built more than muscle, they built a legacy. Arnold's tribute touched hearts around the world. It was shared by thousands on social media, along with throwback photos and old video clips of the two of them. Other athletes chimed in too, remembering Franco's advice, his training sessions, and his kindness. He wasn't just respected for his titles, but for how he treated people. His legacy wasn't just about physical strength. He's remembered as a man of integrity, humility, and heart. A true master. Franco's passing left a huge void, but it also shined a light on everything he built. His books, videos, and lessons are still very much alive. Gyms all over the world have created murals and plaques in his honor. Competitions now carry his name, and his legacy is even more cherished by those who followed his journey. Franco became a symbol of resilience, wisdom, and humanity, a legacy that crosses generations and still feels relevant today. Even though he's no longer here, his presence is still felt. Franco became a model of how to live with purpose and passion. His life was a constant message of dedication, loyalty, and discipline. And as heartbreaking as his death was, it also served as a wake-up call for many in the fitness world to take better care of their health. That shows how, even at the end, Franco was still teaching. His life was a masterclass in strength, inside and out. Franco Columbu is remembered for his physical power, but his greatest strength was always his unshakable determination. He faced obstacles early on, from being short to financial hardship to not fitting the sport standards. But he never let any of that define him. Instead of giving up, he carved out his own path, built on hard work and authenticity. He didn't just win titles. He became a role model for ethics, character, and consistency. Today, his name is synonymous with effort that pays off, a legacy time can't erase. His story still inspires athletes around the world, not just pros, but everyday people chasing better health, confidence, and balance. Franco showed that anyone can evolve when they have purpose. His videos and interviews still circulate online, reaching new generations. Teens who weren't even born when he competed now see him as a role model. That's the power of a true example, the kind that doesn't fade. Franco stood for more than just muscle. He preached focus, discipline, and respect for your body and for others. That's why his legacy goes way beyond bodybuilding. He became part of the broader culture of strength and wellness. Doctors, coaches, artists, regular folks, everyone who crossed paths with him walked away changed. That's rare. It means his presence actually shifted the energy in the room. He built people up instead of just competing with them. That's what greatness looks like. To this day, many athletes start their journey using Franco's books or methods. His approach is still relevant because it was based on truth, not trends. He taught people to train with purpose, eat mindfully, and recover wisely. And he did it in a way anyone could understand. He never acted like he was above others. Quite the opposite. He always reached out to lift people up. Franco was strength with humility, something the world could use a lot more of. Franco Columbu's story is one of those you carry with you for life. He proved that real strength goes way beyond muscle. It's about discipline, humility, and loving what you do. And if this video inspired you in any way, hit that like button down below. It really helps the channel keep bringing you powerful stories like this, the kind that motivate, inform, and make us all want to be better. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. Around here, we celebrate bodybuilding legends and share lessons that apply to everyone, whether you're a seasoned athlete, a fitness fan, or just getting started. And now I want to hear from you. What impressed you the most about Franco's life? Was it his friendship with Arnold? His Mr. Olympia wins? His personal journey of overcoming obstacles? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk. Your opinion matters and might even inspire our next video. And hey, if you like this one, there's another awesome story waiting for you right here on the card. Thanks so much for sticking with us till the end. May Franco Columbu's example remind you every day that it's worth chasing your dreams with grit, honor, and purpose. See you in the next one. Keep grinding, champ.